right now. There is a picture on your screen that took you 20 tries to get right, and it still has 6 fingers. Today that stops. By the end of this video, you are going to have one prompt string, a single block of text that instantly removes blur, deformity, watermarks, and broken anatomy from almost every image you generate in Leonardo AI. And near the end, I am going to show you the one trick almost nobody uses that makes this string even more powerful. Stick around for that. Leonardo AI is one of the most powerful image generators available right now. And most people only use half of it.
They type a prompt, describe what they want, hit generate,
and hope for the best. But there is a second box sitting right next to your prompt field that almost nobody touches. It is called the negative prompt, and it might be the single most underused feature in the entire tool. Here is what a negative prompt actually does. Your main prompt tells Leonardo what to create. The negative prompt tells it what to avoid. Think of it like giving directions to a new driver. Telling them where to go is only half the job. You also need to tell them which turns not to take. Let us build this from zero. Open Leonardo AI and start a new generation. Type a simple prompt, something like portrait of a woman in a forest, cinematic lighting. Leave the negative prompt box empty for now. Hit generate. Look at what comes back. You will almost always see the same handful of problems. A hand with extra fingers, a blurry background, maybe a face that looks slightly melted on one side. This is completely normal. It is not your prompt that is broken. It is what is missing from it. Now here is where most people mess this up. They try to fix it by adding more detail to the main prompt. Perfect hands, sharp focus, high quality. That helps a little, but it is the wrong tool for the job. Your main prompt is already busy describing the scene. Asking it to also describe what not to do dilutes it. This is exactly what the negative prompt box is for. Click into it now, and let us build your first real one together. Start typing this list. Blurry, deformed, disfigured, poorly drawn face, extra limbs, extra fingers, mutated hands, bad anatomy, low quality, watermark, text, logo. Hit generate again with the same main prompt. Watch the difference. Same prompt, same seed if you locked it, but now the hand looks normal. The face holds together, and the background is not a smear. That is the power of one box you were ignoring. But wait, there is a faster way than typing this every single time. I am going to give you a master negative prompt string right now. Copy this once, save it somewhere, and paste it into every project you start from today forward. Here it is. Blurry, out of focus, deformed, disfigured, bad anatomy, poorly drawn face, poorly drawn hands, mutated hands, extra limbs, extra fingers, missing fingers, fused fingers, long neck, malformed limbs, cropped, out of frame, low resolution, low quality, grainy, noisy, oversaturated, washed out, duplicate, cloned face, 2 heads, watermark, signature, text, logo. Say it out loud once, slowly, and you will notice something. It is organized. Anatomy problems first, then framing problems, then quality problems, then branding problems. That order is not random. Leonardo weighs terms based on the order it reads them, so putting your biggest problems first gets you the biggest improvement. Let me break down why each part of that string earns its place. Because copying blindly only gets you halfway there. The anatomy terms, deformed, disfigured, mutated hands, extra fingers. These target the single biggest complaint people have with AI images. Hands and faces are where generation models struggle the most, so these terms carry the heaviest lifting in the whole string. The framing terms, cropped, out of frame, low resolution, these stop Leonardo from cutting off the top of a head or rendering a subject that looks squeezed into the corner. And the branding terms, watermark, signature, text, logo. These exist because a lot of training data includes stock photo watermarks baked right into the image, and without telling the model to avoid them, ghost text can bleed through into your clean render. You do not have to use this exact wording forever. Once you are comfortable, start a swipe file, a simple notes document where you save negative prompt variations for different jobs, one version for portraits, a shorter one for landscapes, a stricter one for product shots where a client needs 0 artifacts. This is what separates someone who occasionally gets a lucky image from someone who reliably gets a usable one on the first or second try. Now let us talk about the split screen test, because seeing this side by side is what actually convinces people. Run the exact same prompt twice, once with an empty negative box, once with your new master string. Leonardo lets you view both generations next to each other in your gallery. Line them up. On the left, you will usually spot at least one anatomy issue or a soft, blurry patch. On the right, that same issue is almost always gone. This works across styles too, not just portraits. Try it on a product shot, a landscape, or a fantasy character. The exact wording of your negative prompt might shift slightly depending on the subject, but the master string above works as a strong default for almost anything you throw at it. Here is a mistake I see constantly. People assume more negative terms always means a better result. It does not. Past a certain point, you are just diluting the ones that matter. If you are generating a close-up portrait, you do not need landscape-style terms fighting for attention. Trim your negative prompt to match what you are actually making. Precision beats length every time. Another mistake. People forget the negative prompt is model-dependent. Leonardo lets you switch between different underlying models, and each one responds slightly differently to the same negative terms. If a term is not helping on one model, do not assume it is useless everywhere. Test it on the model you are actually using before you throw it out. Let us talk about weighting, because this is the trick almost nobody uses. In Leonardo, you can push a negative term harder by adjusting how strongly it is weighted, similar to how you would emphasize a word in your main prompt. If blurry backgrounds are still sneaking through, even with your master string, do not just add the word again. Increase its priority instead. A slightly stronger weight on your worst offender often fixes it faster than stacking 5 new, generic terms on top. Here is one more shortcut worth knowing. If you are working inside Leonardo's alchemy or photoreal modes, negative prompts still apply, but the model is already fighting harder for realism, so you can usually trim your string down. Drop terms like cartoon or illustration style if they are not relevant, and lean harder on the anatomy and quality terms instead. Matching your negative prompt to the mode you are actually rendering in is a small habit that compounds into noticeably cleaner batches over time. Now bring this back to your actual workflow. Save your master negative prompt as a preset if your plan allows it, or just keep it in a notes file you paste in every time. Either way, the goal is the same. You should never start a project from an empty negative box again. Remember that setting I mentioned at the very start? This is it. The negative prompt box, paired with a saved master string, is the single highest leverage habit you can build in Leonardo AI. It costs you 10 seconds per project, and it removes the majority of the fixes people spend 20 minutes re-rolling for. So here is your action plan for today. Open Leonardo, paste in the master string from this video, run one generation with it off and one with it on, and actually compare them side by side. You will see the difference in the very first pair. Once you have built the habit, you will start noticing something else. You will spend less time regenerating and more time actually creating. That is the whole point. One last thing before you go, because it trips people up constantly. A negative prompt is not a punishment box for bad images you already generated. It is a setup step done before you hit generate. If you are pasting in negative terms after looking at a bad result, you are already one generation behind. Build the habit of pasting your master string in first, every single time, before you even finish typing your main prompt. That single order of operations change is what turns this from an occasional fix into a permanent upgrade to every image you make. If this saved you from deleting one more 6-fingered disaster, You know what to do. Go try it right now on whatever you were about to generate next.